What's up, you guys? Before we get started, I wanted to do a couple of reads for you. First, merch is up for grabs on squeezeandgarlic.com. If you wanted to get one of these fine beanies I'm going to be wearing today, a t-shirt, or one of our shot glasses, head over to squeezeandgarlic.com and pick yours up today. All sales help us continue making new streams, new content, and getting new interviews. Highly appreciate anybody that wants to pick one up. This interview is brought to you by SasquaTHCa. Get a taste of the Pacific Northwest and save 25% off by using the code GURY, G-U-R-Y, at checkout. Skip the lines and get high-quality THCA products shipped straight to your door in 46 states by visiting SasquaTHCa.com. Today, for our first episode, we have one of the largest steak streamers online today, and someone that I've been watching on Kick.com for well over a year. She's the creator of the slot provider Rabbit Gaming, an entrepreneur, and someone that I am glad to call a friend. Today's guest is BlondeRabbit.
Excellent. All right.
Thank you so much for being here. This is our first episode, so getting somebody like yourself is kind of a big deal.
Don't say that. It'll go to my head.
I don't know. Like a lot of what we're going to talk about today is how successful of a streamer you are. It's like you're one of the leaders within, especially Kick. But
you think so?
Yeah,
right.
no,
All
absolutely.
Right.
You're one of the most recognizable faces on that platform. So
that's cool.
But before we get into all of your streaming and stuff, work, I just wanted to get a little bit of a better feel on you as a person, the person behind the stream. So, before you started doing your streaming, what type of creative outlets did you have? Like, were you into art? Were you making videos for YouTube? What was that outlet that you had, or did that just kind of start off with streaming?
No, I actually, a creative outlet, I suppose, would probably come from, when I did photography. So I did photography for, I think, 10 years before all of this. So I went to some art schools to kind of improve my overall understanding of what a good composition would look like. 2D, 3D fundamentals, all that fun stuff, like painting or sculpting or whatever. This particular art school did everything, and so I took a bunch of those classes. But when it comes to creativity, yeah, like it definitely helped with wedding photography that I did for most of my income. But when it came to streaming, it was completely kind of separate, as in I'm not good at technology, minus obviously the Photoshop and Lightroom softwares that I use to streamline my editing. But other than that, yeah, I think, sorry, I'm saying and uhs a lot. Like, I'm not a good interview person.
It's perfectly fine. I'm going to be saying a lot of ahs and ums too. I always do.
Okay.
So.
Well, the whole thing of, taking a interview or, doing more interviews, I think is helpful for me in the future, because I just get so weird and awkward and stuff. So thank you for being patient.
No, of course. And no, I think that especially as you continue your career, you should expect to be getting more interviews, and even you going on to Eddie's stream, that's a small version of being interviewed by a large group of people. Like the amount of exposure, the new eyes that are seeing you. That's gotta be nerve-wracking. Gotta be super nerve-wracking.
It was. So it's a little different on Eddie's stream, just because, there's so many parts of his stream that, he takes over and he reads chat and then plays games, asks for, the guests per, I guess, opinion on different games. And then in my case, we've come out with a lot of slots you know, so him
Yeah.
asking about my slots or something, so it's like really easy conversation. It just doesn't feel like an interview or anything to me. It's just kind of hanging out with the boys because, you know, Steve and Mikey are there, and
Yeah.
it's a vibe. And, you know, there's a lot of funny people that come on there sometimes for bonus buys. And yeah, no, I knew early on in my stream that you know, having that connection right away when Eddie followed me on Twitter, that, you know, that's when I asked right away. I was like, hey, do you need a co-pilot on your streams? And then right away he's like, yes, you can come on. It's just me and Steve and Mikey. Like, even that was like, you know, when Kick was just
Starting.
starting off. Yeah. So yeah, it was kind of interesting because that really pushed my whole channel and everything kind of on the fast track, if you will. Because at that time, I think I was only streaming for about 3 weeks,
Hmm. Oh,
like
so you were
ever.
really early on.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I looked at Kick as a crazy opportunity because there was like no female slot streamers.
Yeah.
And it was such a unique niche that I wanted to jump into because, you know, it's extremely male dominated category.
Yeah.
You know, when I first looked at, you know, the streamers on there, it was always dudes, and a lot of them just didn't bring the excitement. You know what I mean? Like, it just looked like dudes just staring at their screen, you know, not even interacting with chat.
Yeah.
And right away I was like, I could fucking do this. I could come in here and I could just spew my personality everywhere and make it fun. Like, I knew I could do it, you know? And it's just kind of crazy how it blew up, and, you know, the opportunities that presented themselves. I fucking threw myself in the fire, you know? I was
That,
like, yep,
it's actually a
yep,
good
let's
segue
go.
to one of our viewer questions because they were really wanting to know like what type of difficulties have you found being in like this male dominated field of streaming? Like, has there been any difficulties that you've had to kind of overcome, or do you think that like you being one of the first, like the early adopters of this type of format in the female space, do you think that that kind of gave you an edge up over some of these other, like how you're talking about boring male streamers that are sitting there not doing anything? Do you think that that helped? What's your thoughts on that?
So like the question was, what difficulties have I run
Yeah,
into,
what
right?
difficulties, or do you
Um,
think that it's helped you at all?
I think it's helped, just because it is such a unique thing to see, is like a degenerate female
A degenerate.
streaming. Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. You know, I guess the difficulties that would have come through that is, I guess, you know, a female being on the internet and that stigma, right? So, you know, you always got the weirdos in chat asking for OnlyFans, or, you know, you're just that stigma that you're a girl on the internet. So obviously you have an OnlyFans. You obviously will take your clothes off for money behind the scenes. You know, like the
Yeah.
DMs that I've gotten before, and it's kind of like I don't even open that shit anymore. I don't even open the DMs because it's scary.
In the past, I've had to do managerial work for females that were doing both OnlyFans and were just doing social media, and
Oh yeah.
it's almost equally as bad. It's like if you're out there putting yourself out there, and even
Yeah.
if you're just moderately attractive, like you don't have to be like a Charlize Theron or anything like that. You could just be like a soft six like myself, and you will be getting dick pics sent unsolicited.
Six. Give yourself more credit. Come on.
That is me giving myself credit, okay? I could have gone down to
Oh,
a 5. Let's be honest here. Once,
come on.
let me get back on my diet, and then we'll talk about
Oh,
numbers.
okay. We'll circle back to that
Yeah, we'll
after.
get
All
back to
right.
that in like 8 months to 5 years. We'll see.
8 months to 5 years. Okay, duly
Yeah,
noted. We'll put that in the
gotta give
calendar.
myself time, you know. Um, so like, did you ever feel like there was a like you had something to prove specifically to kind of get yourself above these already established streamers, or like you seem like you kind of just present yourself as you are. You're just kind of there, like how you're saying, hanging with the boys, but hanging with chat. Like, did you kind of have to like amp up your personality at all, or did you have to change
Not
something about
really.
yourself that you thought people would like more?
Not really. This is literally who I am. I think it would be incredibly difficult to portray anything other than who you are as a person.
Put on a character, yeah.
You know, especially on stream, you know, people can sense inauthenticity, you know. I feel like you just, yeah, you can't be like faking it. I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
Just
like,
amping up your personality. Like I actually genuinely get so excited playing games. I get like if me and you went to an IRL casino together, honestly, you would hear me across the casino. You know, like I am loud, I'm obnoxious, I'm excited, and that's exactly how I think people should play games, you know, because when
yeah.
it's not entertainment or fun anymore, then it becomes a fucking issue.
That is
Sorry,
a
am I
huge
allowed to
problem.
say F-bombs?
Yeah,
I'm
no,
so
you
sorry.
could say as much as you want, just don't break YouTube TOS. That's the only thing. I don't think we have a problem with you doing that. So you
Oh,
could
okay.
curse up a
Okay.
storm.
Okay. All right. I was I wasn't sure. I was like, "Oh shit, is this gonna fuck your monetization or whatever?"
No, honestly, I'm not even to monetization yet on YouTube. I'm like 200 followers and a million short hours away from being able to get that. So
Oh,
I'm
I
not too
see.
worried
Okay.
about that, luckily. Um,
Okay.
but so, well, first of all, I think I've asked you this before in your chat, but for the people that haven't asked or haven't heard, um, why online gambling? Why not do IRL? Like how like we've seen big streamers like Vegas Matt, Ruby Slots, Miss Lucky Handpay or something like that. I'm butchering that one, but we've seen a lot of big like streamers and content creators get huge off of doing IRL slots, go to events, stuff like that. What made you side more with doing online and stakes specifically?
I was very, I guess, inspired by Rothstein actually.
Gosh, dude.
Yeah, he was the first slot streamer that I've ever watched. So first online slot streamer that I ever watched. I didn't know that was a thing, and that was during COVID
Hmm.
time. So you know, when we were all locked indoors and
Yeah.
bored out of our
What
minds.
else are you gonna do? Gamble.
Yeah, I actually didn't really do online gambling or anything like that at that time. Yeah, I spent days watching Rosh. Basically all of COVID, you know. I was part of that community for a hot minute, and you know, I was like, I think I could do that. I think that would be so much fun. I do really, really love gambling at the casino, IRL stuff and whatever, but the online aspect really appealed to me that I could just be at home, right? And you know, create like my mini little studio in my basement and just give it a whirl, and it
You
just
are
kind
in a
of
basement.
all came together. So
You are in a basement, not just in a room.
yeah, it's my
Okay.
basement.
I thought people were joking. I thought people were
No.
talking about your gambling den as a joke.
No, I am actually in my basement, so in a
Hey,
little corner.
you know what? It's probably warm down there. Unlike here in Texas right
I
now, cold as
live
fuck.
in the polar vortex, so I don't know,
Oh,
sometimes.
true. Eh,
Yeah.
I mean, Texans would die. Let's just say that Texans. It's the way that I saw people react to the ice storms that were happening down here. It was ridiculous. Like
Yeah, I saw a few things on Twitter or
they were
X, I
literally
guess.
buying out the stores of toilet paper, water, and weirdly enough, milk. Like there was a video of somebody buying like 38 gallons of milk right before, and sour
Why?
cream.
What?
That was another big one for some
That
reason.
go but it all goes bad. Well, I guess you could freeze it, right?
Exactly. Well, like I wouldn't trust freezing milk just because it separates and it gets kind of fucking
Yeah.
gross.
Right? Yeah,
Like
I don't know
water,
what people are
fine.
thinking then.
Toilet paper, sour cream though. I don't know about that one. Like
Yeah,
unless
that's
we're gonna be
weird.
sticking it outside already. just to stay
Yeah,
cold. But
100%. For their tacos.
right. There's this place up in Idaho that did birria tacos. It was a food truck. It was
Ooh.
the best. I just
Oh man. Last time I was in Mexico, I had birria. Oh,
oh
so
yeah,
good.
did you take a cruise or did you just fly there? I remember that I was there when you're
I just
saying.
flew there. I like to
Mm,
go at least once a year just to,
just to chill.
expose myself to the sun because I don't really get out that often. I'm a fucking vampire.
I was gonna say it's like you're not. You know that you're not skin tanning, but you have to go out at least once a year from Canada so you could get some sort of
Yep.
sun
Get the vitamin
coverage.
D.
Yeah. If not, you're
Absolutely.
gonna start ending up looking like a ghost, and we don't need that.
Oh, 100%, 100%. And then just it's a nice little break, right? Because
Yeah.
I do stream almost every day. So
Yeah, and
I even stream when I go to Mexico. So
I was going to ask, like you have like a pretty intense schedule in terms of how many days, especially when it's like your main thing is gambling, and I don't think I've ever
yeah,
seen you with a depot less than 1,000 cat. So like that can get pricey like really fast.
yeah, absolutely.
Did you have any plans for like the future for new types of content where it's not going to cost you
I
$1,000
do
every day
actually.
to be
Yeah,
able to put
yeah.
on the
I
production?
Yeah, I actually have something coming into the works here in a couple months. I am um, currently building a house right now, which is going to be done soonish, like
Yes.
probably like 3 or 4 months. But yeah, I have this whole idea where I'm taking part of that studio and I'm creating kind of like a spin class.
Oh,
So I had this whole thing just to switch things up, and I think good sweat endorphins brings healthier mental health,
yeah.
I think that healthier mental health, I don't know what the fuck. Because, this particular category of streaming can be very toxic. It can be very dark. Like gambling can ruin your life, like if you're not careful with it. And it happens to a lot of people. And I think, for me personally, balancing it out with something that could help people, I think that would really, make myself feel better as well as, give people opportunities to, ride along with me, I did want to do some incentives because I know a lot of people or a lot of viewers can be a little, money driven or giveaway driven, really. Um, but I was thinking, of doing a certain prize amount, like if you ride with me, you get to go on a wheel. And at the end of class, you'll spin a wheel and someone can get like $500 or something, as an incentive. So it could start off as something, you know, uh, like you're trying to win, but then maybe that person or viewer will actually really like the classes, get addicted to the, endorphins that it gives you, and it gives you a little bit more clarity and, if you're depressed or anything like that, it could really help. Um, so that was kind of my next idea, to add to the stream segments.
Is it going to be like Pelotons or are you talking
Kind
about?
of, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of like that, but I would direct it, right? So
Yeah.
like my idea is just to have a couple cameras set up. I'd be on the bike and then people would come into the Discord, so to watch the stream live, like the
Hmm.
camera live footage, and then do the class with me. So I would kind of give cues and then we could you stand up and race, you sit down and rest, you do pump dips, when you're
Yeah.
up. It's kind of like there's a lot of choreography that goes with it, but because I've been doing it for many, many years, I've been going to classes and I'm pretty sure I could do it. Like I love it. So
Yeah,
yeah.
no, I mean, like, I legitimately think that if you put on that level of production of what you just
Yeah.
laid out, you could get offers from people like Peloton to just host your own class. Like, I'm
Yeah.
sure
Or
that they
just
need
just
them.
get outside the echo chamber of the gambling community, right? And hit
Yeah.
just different eyes and just different viewers and yeah, so that was kind of my whole next idea when it comes to, maybe like going back to your question of, saving saving money or,
Yeah.
doing something different with the streams and stuff. So yeah,
Does
that was the whole plan.
does that worry you at all? Like stepping outside of the zone or the field that you are like most prominent in? Does it worry you at all, or is it more exciting because you get to do something new?
Yeah, I think it's more exciting because I get to do something new, and the regular stake streams, they're not going to stop. This would just be like a
Yeah.
whole extra stream on top of everything else, right?
Yeah.
So
No,
yeah,
of
I'm not
course.
worried.
Is
Yeah.
are you planning on like, is this going to be a line of content that you're going to be making for YouTube, or is this mainly like a live streaming thing?
Well, I
I'm
do have a
assuming.
YouTube channel, so it would be live streaming, but like if you miss class or if you did want to, ride with me or it would be really cool for people to even like look up the VODs and we can upload it to YouTube as well. So, yeah, I think it'll be accessible both ways.
I think that's super important though. Is like, and a lot of streamers aren't in the mindset that you're in. Like a lot of people that would be making the amount of money that you do from the deals that you don't have to disclose that, by the way. But the people that would be making the amount of money to be able to build a house would typically just kind of milk that dry until it's kind of, no longer viable. But you are
You
actually,
don't want to put all your eggs in one basket,
yeah,
right?
you're
So,
actually looking at like what comes next, which
yeah.
I think
And
that's,
that's where, the rabbit gaming came from as well, right? So,
yeah.
I really wanted to explore that avenue.
I
Um,
was that's actually one of the viewer questions also is what led to you making your own slot studio? Like, and what's the process behind that? Like, how do you work specifically with the people and give them ideas of the slots that you'd like to see, or did you do you have a team behind it that's helping you build?
yeah, so obviously, Steak came out with Steak Engine,
Yep.
and it kind of sparked this new idea in me that I wanted to be part of it. I don't know. I just call it woman's intuition, if you will. But I was like, yeah, you know what? I think this is a great idea. I want to go, balls to the wall with this. So let's do it. So I kind of formed a team to really focus on learning code and learning graphics and, meeting new people, um, that have some knowledge of what I was trying to do.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. I think, the certain people that fell into my lap, I think I got so lucky because they're great people and they were willing to learn. And we learned, like, you could see the progression in our slots, right? Like
Yeah.
from Fruit Cocktail to, Elven Quest, all the way up to now Candy Crusade 1000, Princess of Elysium 1000. You could see the growth, right? And that's literally me and my team learning everything. So it's not like I hired, an ex-employee from Pragmatic or, CEO of Hacksaw. It's not like that. Like literally, it's a team of us that literally learned from scratch.
Yeah.
Like some knowledge, and so yeah, it was really cool. And then obviously there's some people from Stake Engine that helped us along our way as well.
Shout out
And
Steak.
now, yeah, now we're pumping out slots, one or two a month, and
We need
yeah,
to
it's
see
great.
Rabbit Kino. I'm telling you, like
Rabbit Kino.
there needs to be a Kino game for you. That you would
I
just call it
know,
the Kino
right?
Queen. Like that easy. And
Yeah.
I mean, I could tell you from personal experience, I made my own Kino game that I was gonna put onto Stake Engine, but I just got demotivated making it. It's so much work to get it correct. It's like it's
Well, and the fact that you can only do stateful games, right? Like with Kino, it changes depending on the numbers you pick, like in originals,
yeah. Well, so
whereas
like
Stake Engine,
this is one of the
yeah.
interesting things about it is like if you're developing it closer to Caveman Kino, like the IRL one, like those run off of the same type of systems that Stake Engine is like trying to make sure that everybody's abiding by. So like I was able to get it to the point that it's falling within RTP range off of I think the last test that I did was like 5 million spins or something like that. I
Yeah.
way overshot what they were asking for because I was like, I want to make sure that this is going to work. But it's
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure like Kino Extreme, or Plinko Extreme, all the different, there's so many Kino variants out there now. They're all operating off of a similar thing that is just Stake Engine, which they're operating like slots, which is weird to me, but also at the same time makes them a bit more predictable. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if you've played Kino Extreme a lot. That guy that you
I
raided
stay away
today,
from it, to be honest.
he lost $23,000 in the 10 minutes it was taking me to set up to this interview.
Yeah, it's so yeah.
It's bad. But
very high highs, but it's expensive to do that enhancement, like that activation.
oh,
And
dude. And he was doing
it's
$2 base spins. Like, it's 100x.
mhm.
No, I
It's
can't.
so yeah, I knew from get-go. I was like, I can't play this. I cannot get addicted to this. Nope.
Yeah. No, you should, like, you have too much luck just on normal Kino. I've probably seen you hit
Hey,
that
it's a
4 spot 20
strategy.
times. Yeah,
It's skills and strategy, all right?
I say skill more because I've tried to follow the
Sprinkle of luck.
strategy. It never works for me. I'm telling you, I can't hit that 1 through 4, 2 through 5. I can't do any of it.
Top row, man. Top row.
That
All I play.
Do you know who Fishy is?
I don't think so.
He's another streamer over on Kick, and he every now and then will just pop into my stream and start sending me money to go play specifically on Kino. He is like obsessed with that shit, and like he's partnered with it's like Punt and Chance, and they don't have originals. Like they're almost specifically live games and then slots. I think that he uses me as his outlet for that. Like, he can't play it on stream. He's going to go play it on somebody else's stream and hopefully hit something, even though it never does. Like, in December,
One
I
day.
hit 3,000
It just means it's due.
on Plinko. Well, I feel like I fuck it up because of the way that the seeds work. I go drop Plinko balls so often that I feel like I'm missing out on all the Kino action. I'm going to have to, like, switch over. And
Yeah, just stick to one original at a time.
Once again, I want to give a big shout out to SasquaTHCa.com for sponsoring today's episode. We have been working with this company for almost 2 years now, and I could tell you from personal experience, all of their products are top notch. Whether you want to get yourself some gummies, some discreet THCA syrup, pre-rolls, or flour, you cannot go wrong with SasquaTHCa. Use code GURY at checkout to get 25% off of your next order. Now, back to the interview. So, just to take it off of the gambling aspect, I wanted to talk about some of your interests that you don't really get to show much on stream. So, you in your bio have D&D and anime listed as two of your loves.
Yep.
First of all, I want to know, when did you get into D&D? Is this like a new thing, or is this something that you've been playing since you were a kid?
No, it's relatively new thing. So it kind of, my passion for it was kind of at its peak. Actually, when I first started streaming, I was part of a local group, and then I was doing some online, like you could do, it's like Roll20. You could do online one shots.
Okay.
So I was doing that as well, and I loved it. I've always heard of D&D, and I really liked watching Critical Role on Twitch, and I was just fascinated by it, but I didn't really understand the back end of things. And then I kind of learned a little bit of it, and then joined a group randomly, and I loved it. It was just this, fantasy world with, just you could do whatever you want if you rolled correctly and if your DM let you, and it could be really funny and but really theatrical. It could be sad, it could be anxiety ridden, it could be really cool intense battles. Like, there's just so much to the game, and as long as you have an imagination and you're into it, it's fantastic. It's a great game.
I mean, I've always wanted to play a campaign. I don't know many DMs. That's my biggest issue. And like, my thing is that if I'm going to do it, I want to do it right. Like, I want it to be at a table where I can look people in the eye and betray them. that type of shit. Like
Yeah.
I want it to
Yeah.
be
Yeah, exactly. And like you could just get, some of your close friends or, even go on, I don't know, like maybe not Craigslist. There might be weirdos on there, but you could definitely find you could find groups online with, on social media within your wherever you live.
my
So
outlet for that has been games like Baldur's Gate. I don't know if you've played that yet.
yeah, I played yeah, yeah, and that's okay too.
Yeah.
But the IRL experience, when you're at a table playing is so different from roll 20 or doing it one shots online or even playing the video game, it does give
Yeah.
you an idea, obviously. But that's where it's at is in
I,
person
I think it was
D&D.
I think it was Brendan Lee Mulligan. He's one of those big D&D people on the internet. He said that
Yep.
the hardest part about D&D is getting 4 friends with a Wednesday off. Like he said, like that's the
Yeah,
hardest part about it. And
truly is lining everyone's schedule up.
yeah,
So they
exactly.
may
And that's so like
make Jen.
I'm hoping, I know that there's been like versions of it with D&D online and stuff like that where you can like set up worlds and things of that nature and then like play a full campaign while you're online, but Wizards of the Coast is like notoriously shitty about homebrew rules and like people playing the game how they want it to be played. They're like very sticklers for the guides that they sell and make you buy. And so I really hope that at least someday soon, maybe with Divinity, I don't know if you've seen, but the people that made Baldur's Gate and the Divinity series is coming out with a new Divinity. And
I didn't see that. No.
oh, you should
I
definitely look up the trailer. It's so good.
Yeah, I should I will actually. I've just been so busy, obviously with the streams and Rabbit Gaming and stuff. Like I
Yeah.
haven't been able to really do a deep dive on what's new with D&D and I haven't played in so long, which I'm really sad about, but I think with my move and like different things coming to the stream, I'm going to definitely make some time, for myself, like
I
a little
mean,
more like structured days off and stuff like that. So I
yeah.
can, get back to what I really like, which is obviously D&D. I like anime. I'm so behind on all the shows that I love to watch. I just a true nerd, honestly, just straight up fucking nerd.
What is when it comes to anime, what's your favorite? Like what's the, if you're
Oh,
stranded
so
on an
many.
island, what would you, if you could pick 3 of them, what would you bring?
3 of them. Oh, so probably Attack on Titan. The Slayers is a classic. I really love the Slayers. Oh my gosh, I don't know what the third one would be. There's so many good ones. Why do you have to put me on the spot like this?
You could just get like a very long one, like One Piece or
Sailor Moon.
JoJo's. And
Sailor
then
Moon is the
Sailor
OG. So
Moon.
yeah,
Okay.
Sailor Moon.
I would say that includes the movies too, not
Yeah,
the actual show.
yeah, exactly. I even have a tattoo. I don't know if you could see, but it's like the
Oh shit.
moon scepter.
Yeah.
But it has a Heart's a Heavy Burden on it, and that's from Howl's Moving Castle, which is like a Hayao Miyazaki film.
Are
So
you
like Studio Ghibli.
are you planning on getting more tattoos on that arm and turning it into a sleeve, or was that just like a I need to have it?
My sister actually has the exact same tattoo. Like we got, sister.
Oh.
Like she's just as nerdy as I am.
Shout out Cello.
But yeah, cello. Yeah, shout out cello. But I don't know, no ideas. I like the sort of the what do you call it? Geo type tattoos,
Hmm.
like the minimalistic sort of look. So I don't know.
My body's a temple. I haven't gotten a tattoo yet. And I
My
haven't
body is a temple.
I haven't wanted to see. There's nothing that I've seen except maybe like if I had the money to go and put on a good tattoo, like the anti-possession symbol from Supernatural. I just really like that.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
that's like an actual darkened out. Like you don't want it to look shitty. That's the main thing.
Yeah. You got to go to a good artist. For
Exactly. And that's money. Like especially today. If I would have gotten it out of high school, then maybe it would have been I could have gone and gotten like a $100 one from Sacramento and would have been fine. Now it's gonna be so fucking expensive.
Oh yeah.
Just can't get into it.
Yeah, that shit ain't cheap anymore.
Nope. When it comes to anime, do you like subs or do you like dubs?
Subs all the way. Yeah. Authentic Japanese
Nani?
voices. Audio. It's so good. There's so much more emotion
Yeah.
in Japanese than any language, I swear.
And also like they use a lot of the same English voice actors across different shows, and that would kind of throw me off hearing like 8 characters all voiced by the same person. It would kind of take me out of the show a little bit.
Matt Mercer actually does quite a few anime characters, and he is the DM in Critical Role.
Oh really?
So like that D&D. Yeah, fun fact. Yeah. He did Levi in Attack on Titan. He's done a lot of other ones. Like obviously Vox Machina is based off of Critical Role Campaign 1, so he did all the voice acting for that as well. So
were you into anime as like a kid or like Sailor Moon was that your first?
Yeah, I would say probably Sailor Moon is like my intro, because it was everywhere, you know. It was, well, not everywhere. It was, yeah, I don't know, just a classic. And I was like, what is this? You know, when I was really young, and
it was huge. Like
clicked on it.
I remember when I was like little, my sister, right, my older sister, was on every single day, and like during family movie nights, she got to pick the movie. You fucking know it was gonna be Sailor Moon. I forgot which one it was, but I've had to have watched that. That probably was my first anime too, if not like Dragon Ball Z. Some people don't consider anime, but I do. It's drawn style, and I'm not picky on that type of shit. So like,
oh man, anime, like there's so many good ones with so many original stories that you would never ever think of. You know, I honestly think, you know, Hunger Games, I'm pretty sure it came from, like, the idea and the book and everything came from Battle Royale, and that was a Japanese.
No, I was actually going to, like, I was going to note that as soon as you said Hunger Games. It's like Battle Royale came out like 6 years before that on video. And like that's kind of what kickstarted that the Battle Royale idea. It just got Americanized as soon as Hunger Games
they're
came
brilliant
out.
Over there, man. They have the best stories, and it shows in their anime. Like there's so many original storylines.
If you had to suggest an anime to somebody like me who gets headaches watching anime, what would you recommend? Like what's one that has a good enough story that you think that people that don't like the style would still get kind of gripped into?
Attack on Titan. 100%. Yeah, top tier. It's a top tier anime. Top tier story. It's good. It's amazing. You'll love it.
Did you like the ending? I know that there was kind of like a split community.
Yes and no, but I don't want to ruin it or anything like that. So, but yeah, when you get there, we could talk about it.
Okay, no spoilers. No spoilers.
Yeah, no spoilers.
Okay, so just so I could make sure that I cover all the things about your streaming career.
Absolutely.
Was there like a time where you knew what you were doing was successful? Like where you knew that it was going to be something that you could do as an actual career versus just as like a little fun side thing to do?
Yeah, I think the moment that I started, making more than my wedding photography, I think that's when I knew. And that honestly happened really quickly, probably within the first couple months, I think, of doing this and streaming, and, with, going on the Eddie stream and just kind of exploding into the scene. So I think at that point, when I, matched that sort of income with what else, like, because I was just doing this part-time, right?
Yeah.
As a fun thing. That's when I knew, it's time to get serious about this and buckle down and let's fucking go to the moon, because I quit my photography. I quit all my bartending jobs. You know, I didn't have to do them anymore.
Oh, you
So
were a
that's,
bartender. That's
yeah.
fun.
Yeah. Since I was really, yeah, well, obviously like 18, I was, you know, slanging drinks and stuff. So yeah, yeah, that was, it's good times, you know? And I feel like that honestly helps form
Yeah.
form your personality, you know,
Especially when it just
going
comes to
into life.
talking, like just in general, there's so many people that have an issue with like carrying a conversation with people
Yeah.
that they don't know, and like that's what chat is largely. Like there might be people in there that like you bring into the community that you talk with on a semi regular basis, but it's like you don't know them like they grew up next to you at your house or like that you see them every day. So
Yeah,
it's like
absolutely.
having that skill of being able to talk with people is so much more important than people would really want to admit, because most people are just terrible at it. Like they don't know how to. You plop them down in the middle of a busy town and they'll die because they are too scared to go up and talk to somebody, ask for help.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And I was definitely one of those people, you know. It was, I think, you know, bartending and, you know, meeting people that way, it really helped as well when it came to wedding photography, you know, when it came to directing really big wedding parties and telling people what to do and getting the courage to do that. And, you know, it was a little intimidating at first, but then you kind of get used to it. And then even just with this job, you know,
It's a job.
even
It's hard
going
work.
on, yeah, even going on Eddie streams now, like I don't have any anxiety anymore. I know exactly what's going to happen. It's just, it's always good vibes. And yeah, so, and like, when I first started streaming though, I was so nervous putting myself on the internet, like so nervous.
Yeah.
Because, you know, like with anything you do that's new, you're kind of nervous about it. I don't know. I think that's probably most people go through the, you know, butterflies in your stomach and stuff. So I would just get wasted. Like my first couple of streams, like thank God those VODs don't exist anymore because I was just shit faced. Putting myself on the internet because I already, and right away too, like I already had like going live for the first time. I already had like 20 to 30 viewers because they're like, oh, there's a girl that does this. You know what I mean? Like, and then it just kept blowing up. Like it was,
Yeah.
I don't know. It still blows my mind the journey that I've been on and how fast everything happened. I don't think that's normal. I don't think that happens to everybody.
Yeah.
I think I got extremely lucky, but I also jumped on all of those opportunities that presented itself to me. And yeah, here we are.
No, you're honestly, again, like I was saying at the start of this, is that like you're one of the largest, like most recognizable faces that are within this industry. Like,
Yeah, I don't. No, I can't. No, don't tell. It's you're just gonna go straight to my head. You can't tell me that. I have to.
no, but this
It
is the
keeps
thing.
me humble not knowing that shit.
You won't let it go to your head because, like, again, you already identify that, like, you are like you're not having like that typical streamer experience where it's like you have, from my example, like grinding for 2 years and like uh, not getting to the point where it could become like a career or something that you can do for a steady thing of income. Like you've already seen that, like you had a pretty much like meteoric rise when it came to you starting. You said that you were on Eddie's stream within 3 weeks. Crazy.
Yeah.
And it's like
Yeah.
it's part of the fact that you're smart enough to see where there's like missing holes like within the industry that
Yeah.
you
Right
could
away,
go
I
and
asked
fill.
him, right? You
Woman's
can't give
intuition.
up those opportunities.
No, exactly. You talk about opportunities all the time. Like,
Opportunities.
exactly.
Yep.
And before we move past the bartender thing, do you have like a favorite bartender story? Is there anything that happened in a place that you're working that like kind of just sticks out as a good or like a bad memory?
Oh man. There's a few kind of crazy moments. There was one where a fight broke out like a full-on brawl fight, and the guy ended up snapping his ankle in half.
Oh God.
Like it just, oh, it was so bad. And then there was ambulances there, and I don't know if he was on adrenaline, but obviously his ankle wasn't working, but he was still trying to like beat up this other person. And I was I was bartending, and so I had to call 911, and oh my God, it was intense. And then there was like blood everywhere. It was insane. So that was probably the most craziest story.
Do you know why it started? Was it just something like two drunk idiots and everybody got
Yeah,
into a
it
brawl?
was it was just two tables next to each other. And I don't know, I think one guy didn't like how the other guy talked or something. I don't know. And then just being both drunk and stupid and
Yeah, that usually doesn't.
yeah.
That doesn't
I
really pan
actually
out right.
yeah, and I actually had to testify. Like I had like it was a whole court thing and everything after too. Like
Oh
one
my
guy
God.
sued the other guy and like brought the bar into it, and oh man, it was pretty intense. So that was probably the one that sticks out the
What
most.
thought that the little 18-year-old bartender was gonna go step between two big ass men fighting and stop it?
Right? Yeah, no way.
And this is kind of more on topic with the bartender thing. Last month, you were doing like custom drinks during your event. Your what was it? 12 days
12
of
days of
Christmas.
Christmas. Yeah.
Yeah. What was your favorite drink out of that lineup, and what was the least favorite?
I really liked anything that had the spritzer cranberries, so like anything to do with like the soda water with a splash of cran.
Hmm.
And then we added like obviously, the rim and shaken on ice with other things. So like there was different gins and vodkas, and that was really good. My least favorite was probably one of the creamy sort of drinks that I made. Uh, like with whipped cream and stuff. That wasn't like you could definitely only have a couple sips of that. That was sweet, and I think it was like the sugar cookie martini or something. I don't know, but that was probably my least favorite.
So, okay, this is you don't have to answer this one. At least you don't have to say anything bad. But I'm
Okay.
gonna allow you to start it off with something good about the platform.
Okay.
What's one thing that you love about Kick that makes you stay there versus going anywhere else, and outside of them allowing gambling, of course. I'm talking about the platform itself. And then what's one thing that you want to see change? Like what's one thing that you hate about the platform that you want to see changed in the near future?
There's a couple of really good things that I enjoy about Kick. I think they spoil me. I get really lucky and get on the front page a lot um, for people to, what is that word? Discover me, right?
Yeah.
So the whole discoverability that they give me, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think Kick is amazing in the fact that, they're always growing, they're always asking questions like what can they do better? Eddie always does the Kick talk after his stake streams.
Yeah.
And it's really, really cool. Like you could see it. You could see the growth. You could see people's concerns. You could see, Eddie addressing it and Andrew addressing it, and, the continued growth and just listening is, I think, very unique to this platform in the fact that Twitch could never, you know, like they don't have, Twitch talks with the CEO. You know what I mean?
Dan Clancy's too busy gooning in Hassan's chat for him to do anything like what Eddie's doing every weekend. So
Apparently, yeah.
yeah, he's too busy.
Yeah.
um,
As for anything that I'd like to see changed, I don't know actually. Um,
I
I
know
don't
it's a hard
know.
one.
Yeah. No, I've really enjoyed being on Kick. No problems. I don't know. I think all of the concerns that I did have, it was already addressed in like, the dashboard, and
Yeah.
there was a couple of issues with the categories going live, but that was all fixed, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really have any complaints right now, so I'm sorry.
All right,
That's probably boring.
just in case Eddie ends up seeing this, I'll fill in for this one. We
Oh, okay.
need better demographics. I need to be able to see the demographics of the people that are watching. That would just make my job a lot easier trying to sell off like advertising for streams. That if I could tell
I
them
see.
a specific percentage of these people are within your demographics of buyers, makes it so much
Yeah,
easier.
right.
The showstopper, please fix that. Just for me. Just do me a favor and put it down to like 40. Like 40 is a lot more less intimidating than 50. Like, let's be honest here. And I
Yeah,
understand Kicks over there doing it different. You only need 3 and then you get your check mark. You don't have to go that drastic. But
yeah.
just for the sake of me, help me out here. Throw a brother a bone.
Throw me a bone. All
Also,
right,
drops
fair.
and rewards. This is the last one. Drops and rewards. The fuck is it with only being Rust? Give us a different game. Like give us a game that
Yeah.
I don't have to start off naked with a rock for me to be able to go and play and show my viewers. Because
And I think that's coming,
I hope
I think
so.
that yeah.
Man, like
Yeah.
it could be Fortnite. Like literally anything. Just give us the ability to like have more rewards and drops that we could give to people. Because so far it's
Yeah.
only been Rust. Like, come on.
I haven't even played that game, so
You don't need to. You do not need
all
to
right,
be
fair.
playing Rust.
Duly noted.
If anything, Baldur's. That's the game that I would sit around and watch you play for 50 hours just to see which decisions that you make. That would be a good one.
Yeah. Yeah, I probably should play some. I need to, with me being, a bit of a degen, it's really, really hard. Like I'm so far deep into the Gamba that it's really hard to play video games because the endorphins that I used to get from playing video games, it's no longer there anymore.
They aren't the same.
Like the excitement and I don't know what you would want to call it, but yeah, it just doesn't do it for me anymore. I used to love video games. I used to love Elder Scrolls and like all these other games, and now it's just I'll probably need therapy after this is all said and done, you know what I mean?
Have you ever taken like I know this is a dumb terminology to use with this, but like a tolerance break during from gambling? Have you ever taken like a month off to see if that helps with that?
Not a month, but I mean, when I do go to Mexico, my streams are very kind of shorter and more budget friendly, I suppose. And then the rest of the day is just like relaxing and
go to the beach, that type of shit.
Disconnecting and stuff like that. Yeah. Like that whole time, like I'm not really on Discord or social media or anything like that. It's literally like a break, but just to like come on, for an hour just to talk to chat for a little bit and then done,
No,
so like that's kind of like my break, I suppose. But I think in the future it might be beneficial to me, but who knows? Like, when I do need a break, like right now I feel great and I have good people on my team, finance, mods, everything, like it's all like budgeted and calculated and stuff, right? So I'm able to stream and not worry about like if I have no money to stream the next day, you know what I mean? Like you have to be very careful with your deposits and stuff because you could really mess it up. And that's what I've noticed with a lot of slot streamers. Like they don't have a budget, they don't stay within their limit, and then they mess up and then they can't stream, right?
No, exactly. And like,
so that's really important to do. And I think if that ever got messed up or if I just went on a downward spiral, then yeah, like I would probably need a month to recuperate from that. But right now, like I have really good things in place that my mental health, everything is just copacetic, you know what I mean?
No, exactly. Like, and you talk about budgeting, it's like incredibly important. And like that
huge 90 it's 90% of the slot streaming. Like
exactly,
people don't take it as seriously as they should.
Like my entire stream has been run off of like less than what you deposit through a week. Like if you say that you're having like a horrible week, like at the start of December last month, where you just like were having streams after streams of just nothing hitting.
Oh, so bad.
We've been able to run for 2 years off of it, and we're just like a big reason why I'm starting to do these interviews is like when I first started doing streaming, it was because I wanted to be able to get more comfortable on camera, talking into the mic. I still have videos from like that I have up on TikTok of me talking, and you could tell that I wasn't comfortable, especially being recorded. It's not
Yeah.
fun. So I started doing streams because like I figured that if I'm going to get comfortable being on camera or just talking for an extended period of time, I might as well have that higher pressure than me trying to make, say, long form videos or something like that, where I'm just rambling to my camera and nobody else. And like after a while, it started getting to the point that it was like, we know that we can't compete with larger streamers. So like we've had deals in the past with RainBet and places like that just didn't pan out. And like at the end of the day, especially our audience, they know that we're here trying to make this like not just a gambling stream, but more entertainment. Like we want them to be able to take something out of it other than how fun is gambling, you know? Just like how you're trying to move over into doing your spin cycle classes and stuff like that. But
keeping it positive and fun is definitely where, I think it is very important to keep the fun aspect and the entertainment aspect, tight, because you go and watch some other streamers that are complete and utter degens, and that can be very dangerous, right, for a viewer.
Bossman Jack, that
exactly. Shit. Like slot streamers are very influential, and you have to keep in mind, that duty of care. And I think making sure that it's all about fun and entertainment and reinforcing that is very important. So
that was something that I had to get over myself when it came to doing slot streaming, is that like, especially one of the reasons why our deals just never really worked out is because we're really we don't like to add pressure to people to make a deposit. Like, especially if it's just for us, the last thing that I want to hear is that somebody lost their last $1,000 trying to chase the big one because they wanted to help out our code.
And that's the unfortunate part, that's a bit, I guess, the gray area of it all.
Yeah. How do you balance that? Like yourself, like how do you balance the like I like that people are going to be out there that are gambling addicts that consume your content, but that's not who you're kind of like aiming for.
No, and I think me reiterating to my community and even in the affiliate lounge and on stream is just to be very, very careful, like set a limit, stay within it. Stay within your budget, like I do. I stay within my budget, and I don't read depot. I utilize the vault a lot. I have vault daddies in chat, as and it helps. Everything helps, and I encourage people when they do hit really big to withdraw that money and buy yourself something tangible or pay like 3 or 4 months off in bills. A couple of months in bills, and it just and then that money's gone, because casinos will always win, right? Like you can't just exactly where that money's gonna go if you don't do that. So I guess I balance it by preaching that a lot and being more gamble aware. And we all have our moments of downward spiral. Like you've probably seen a couple of my streams where I can't win fucking anything and it's frustrating. But that's the realities of gambling, right?
Yeah.
And I'm always really, really honest with my community as well. If I rip offline, which I've been kind of doing lately, which shouldn't be. Offline gambling is just, it's not smart. It's not smart. You at least make your content with it, right? So offline gambling, like I'll be honest about it, like this is part of gambling and it sucks, but it's the realities. And to And I don't want to trick anyone. I don't want to influence anyone that, yeah, you'll win and make millions and, gamble and you can be cool like me. Like it's never ever been like that. And just preaching those things all the time is, yeah, like I said, really important and creates balance, I suppose,
Yeah, and I mean,
in my
like
head.
again, you're 100% correct that it is important to like you really need to emphasize to people that the casino's going to win. Like at the end of the day,
Yeah.
that's how state keeps their lights on.
Well,
Like
yeah, and at the end of the day, we're all adults here too,
yeah,
right?
like we
Like I'm not your mom.
that's the thing that kind of got me over that hump because like while I may have my issues of portraying us gambling in a way that might like some people might say is irresponsible even though that we only do like $50 depots. Um
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it's like I'm not going to be the person that influences like somebody to deposit their last $100. They were already going to do that. They just happen to stop by my chat. It's like that
Yeah.
I can't have that amount of I wouldn't want that amount of influence over anybody, you know? Like I don't want to get to those points being like Logan Paul where it's like I convince people to buy a shit crypto and fucking
And rug pull them.
yeah, exactly. Like
Yeah, no, no, absolutely not.
that
So
might be a
yeah,
quick way to money,
those,
but it's not worth it.
yeah, no, yeah, I think at this point, yeah, it's just boundaries, budgets, vaulting, being careful, and making sure that people are in it to have fun.
Yeah.
And a lot of people do say that watching my stream, takes that urge away, like they don't even feel like gambling. And then, you get the other coin flip too, where people are influenced, right? But then it's, they see me budgeting, they see me vaulting, they see me, if I break even, I cash that shit out, I
Yep.
pay bills, like it's just, it all comes full circle, and it's just, again, going back, and I'm going to sound like a broken record, but it's just so important to do that. So,
Perfectly fine to
yeah.
be a broken record on that subject.
Yeah.
Like that's the
Yeah.
one to be. Um
Hmm.
okay, I'm just marking off some of these other questions that I had here. There's you you're in the running right now for an award for the best outfit for a stream. What was your favorite one that you've been able to do so far?
Well, that that particular nomination, I don't know if you saw which costume.
I did not. I did not see. I was trying to find the website, but I can't remember what it was on for the life of me.
The Scatters Club.
Oh,
Uh,
it was the Zeus?
no, freaking my giant carrot outfit. Someone nominated that, and so it's in the voting, like all over the website. Pick your favorite streamer, their best costume. It's just me sitting in this giant carrot costume.
I mean, you could still win it. I think that you could.
I don't know. Well, maybe. I
I'm on
don't
stream
know.
as a garlic half
It's
of the
on
time.
brand.
Like, if the burnt peanut could win streamer of the year, maybe you could win it off of the carrot.
Yeah,
What's your favorite
right?
costume though, out of all the different ones that you've gotten?
My favorite costume. I actually really enjoyed being Zeus. Like having the beard and it was just it was so funny. I had so much fun with that stream, playing, Zeus or like Olympics music and then just vibing out and playing Gates of Olympus or like all the Zeus games. Like I had so much fun doing that.
Do you,
So
do,
that's probably my favorite one.
do you think that like streams like that is what got you onto the radar of pragmatic play? Like, I'd be remiss to not mention the fact that you're sitting in a Prag chair and you have a
Yeah.
neon Prag
Yeah,
sign behind you.
pragmatic spoils me. Like they've given me so many things to give away. Like I still have like hoodies and hats. Like I have so much merch still.
Yeah.
And then I got to give away, a whole bunch of these chairs during Christmas. Like they're awesome. But yeah, I think maybe that might have put me on the map
Yeah.
for them. Maybe. I don't know.
No, I think it's the fact that you were able to get Prag, Hacksaw, No Limit, and others. Those are just the three that are coming to my mind to sponsor your December event. Like that's huge. That's
Yeah, that
massive.
was really cool.
There's nobody else doing that.
Yeah. I just, like I said before, just opportunities, right? Like if you get connections, you send those messages, man, and you ask.
Yeah.
If you don't ask, nothing will happen, right?
The worst that
So
they could say is no. Like at the end of the
exactly.
day.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's a good way to look at, streaming, right? Like just send those emails, man. Send those messages. You never know.
Yeah, I mean, like, just the fact that I was able to DM you on Discord to be able to get this interview, that just is proof of concept that like the hardest part is reaching out. That's something that I learned when I
Yeah.
was in college. Is like the hardest part is making that first contact because you don't
Yeah.
want to come
People
off
just
as like
assume.
desperate. You don't want to come off as like needy, But like, especially when it comes to working with businesses, it's like you just have to get across that like I enjoy your stuff. I think that I could help promote it. What do you think? Like, here's what I have to offer. Hopefully you'll want to work with me too,
Yeah, exactly.
So just to bring this kind of full circle, this interview full circle, I wanted to get a little bit more into you as the streamer.
Mhm.
Do you ever feel like a split between what you're able to be sharing when you're on stream versus your real life? I know that you're a very private person when it comes to like giving out identifiable information, but do you feel like that ever like hampers your ability to be able to connect with your audience, or do you think that like
Um,
the slow bleed of info, like I'm sure that there's a lot of people that never knew that you were a bartender, do you think that kind of like adds to the mystery of BlondeRabbit?
Adds to the mystery. I mean, I'm not really like I feel like I'm an open book when it comes to most things.
Yeah.
It's just, the whole location thing is just because there's weirdos out there,
Yeah, you don't
right?
want to dox yourself. Like that's
Yeah, you don't want to dox yourself.
that.
So I don't really name too many like places that I go or like, locally and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, but outside of that, like I'm on a fitness journey right now. People know that. I'm kind of a boring person. I read a lot of books. I've told people like what books that I've been reading. I don't know. Like I don't know if the not talking about like everything local would hinder it at all. Like I feel like I bring my best self and who I am to stream 100% of the time because like I said, I think that people can sniff out inauthenticity, and being real is, I think, what got me here in the first place. So, yeah.
No, absolutely. Great answer, by the way. You were so nervous, being like, "Oh, I'm gonna be
I'm
boring.
still nervous.
I'm gonna be boring. I'm not gonna have good answers." No, you did perfectly
The
fine.
dark passenger took over. I don't know what I said. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. What you guys didn't see is whenever I cut to myself, she was just aggressively drinking off stream. That's what you didn't get to see.
That was Patricia. That wasn't me. Yeah.
That was Patricia. All right, that we've settled it. Your drunk name is Patricia. Next time I see you drunk on stream,
Yeah.
I'll make sure that I bring that up.
Perfect.
And so, just to wrap this up, what's a message that you want to give out to your community? You have one of the most active and like fun communities that are on Kick right
They're
now.
awesome.
If you could just talk to them directly, what do you want to say to them?
Fuck you. I'm just kidding. I love you guys. I don't know. Let's welcome to the shit show. Let's fucking go. Let's win money. Let's do giveaways. I don't know. That's what I would want to say to them. And also that I love them. Honestly, my community is the fucking best. They're the best. There are some OGs there that, I would consider friends now for, going through this whole streaming thing. So it's probably the most amazing journey I've ever been on. And I've met some really cool people, including yourself, right? Through this whole streaming business. And yeah, I don't know what I got to say to you guys. I love you. Thank you.